Okay, then we will discuss then boot processing. Then we will see any possibility of Windows 10 futures, or maybe if possibility is there, then we'll see about anything any services like Outlook or anything. So we'll see. Otherwise, depends upon time. Of course, guys. Yesterday, just we disconnect after 5:15 kind of stuff. But whenever you have a time, so please study technical and also prepare for your version test. We discussed about a different component: CPU, central processing unit, RAM, ROM. In a ROM, in the sense of BIOS, what is UEFI, what is cache memory. Okay. Boot means BIOS settings. What is the importance of this CMOS battery? What is CMOS and what is CMOS battery? What is lithium battery? Okay, how to go to BIOS settings we discuss, and about motherboard components. Okay, and your SMPS also we discussed. Here it is, secondary storage devices. So very overview wise, what is secondary storage devices? Mostly it is a non-volatile type only, because you want to store data, a huge amount of data we store in a secondary storages, like operating systems, applications, and data we store in the secondary storage devices. Okay, earlier days we have a floppy disk also. Now we are not using floppy. Why? Because of the storage is become huge. Floppies are very smaller. Okay. Next one is the tape drives. One of the important one is tape drives. What is this tape drives? Yeah. What is this tape drive? So we have a DAT. DAT is the DAT, digital audio tapes, or DDS, digital data storage. So any name you can use it. It is look like a cassette. Okay, it is a magnetic tape only, like audio tape or a video tape, cassette type only, but it can able to store your data. It is a cheaper than storage. In the storage, it is a cheaper. Mainly, these tape drives are used for a store backup purposes. Why using for backup? Why not for a data, regular data? Because of if you store data in your hard disk, you can access the data directly, like a file wise, you can able to access. Folder wise, file wise, you can able to access. But tape drives are sequential drives. Means you store a data, then next you store a data, next you will store a data. So it is a sequential type of memory it is. Okay. So like this. Still people are using these tape drives to store the backup. It is a cheaper solution for storing backup solution. Even so, why we should know this backup tape drives? I will tell you one reason. If you are cloud, if you are using a cloud, you can store data in a cloud. But if your cloud does not mean storage, you can store data in the different cloud services are there. Like a Google Cloud means Google Drive, OneDrive, iCloud. You can store data. Okay, but that is a huge cost generally. But if you, my point is, if you are taking AWS cloud, that is will give you different type of services, right? EC2 instances means virtual machine related in services, infrastructure services, platform services. Okay, data S3 bucket storage services, different type of services we are getting. Okay, okay, but you created a virtual machine or you have a data in the AWS cloud. Okay, you want to take a backup in the cloud only. So you can take a cloud service is there, like a snowball kind of service is there for taking cloud data in the cloud. So then you want to go for a backup. So one of the cloud service utilize the backup cloud services. Even a cloud also use tape drive to store your backup. Okay. So that is a thing, like you can see like a AWS. Okay. AWS backup. So what it will do, you have your EC2 instance are there, you have a certain data is there, your programs are there, your files are there. They store data into this backup kind of stuff. Lot of icons. I didn't get a simple icon. Okay. So for cheaper, you can store in the AWS providing this backup solution. Cheaper solution is they will store data into tape drives only. I didn't find icon also. So as I remember, it is a snow kind of stuff is there.
Yes, sir. Snowball, snow edge, and snow cone.
Yeah, the snow having earlier one is snowball, but there is
Yes, sir.
so many are there. So many are there now. So that's a little confused. Okay. So what are we learn? It is there. It is still there kind of stuff. Zip drives. Zip drives. What is this zip drives? So nowadays people are using or not, I don't know, but I have seen the zip drives. So it is look like a floppy, but it can able to hold a huge amount of data. In a olden days, to install a multiple operating system, those days we don't have internet network connectivities, not internet network type server type architectures are very less. What they will do, they will store this your entire operating system into drive, they will copy into remaining pieces. Okay, so usually for migrations, okay, kind of stuff, they will use this one. Okay, transferring huge amount of data. Next is this compact disk. CD-ROM. CD-ROMs can store data up to 700 MB data or 80 minutes. Okay. Next, DVD came into market. DVD is more denser than CD. We can store data 4.7 GB data in a single layer DVD. It's a Blu-ray. Blu-ray can store 25 GB and 50 GB. But before Blu-ray, there is a pendrive is released into market, and pendrives are very costly that time, olden days. Now mostly people can able to buy a pendrive. So even you can buy 8 GB pendrive, 20 GB pendrive for transferring data. Okay. And everything we can able to anytime, anywhere we can able to access online. So the DVD, CDs become lesser popular nowadays. Okay, so of course Blu-ray is released into market, but Blu-ray cost is high, and the Blu-ray players or writers are cost is there. So people are stop using these Blu-rays because CD DVDs also become very less. But still Blu-rays are using. So if you purchase any PS4, Blu-ray disc are there. Okay, so PS4 this disc are a Blu-ray type disc. So because the game, your PS4, Xbox games cannot be stored into DVDs. You must require a Blu-ray because size of the data is very high. 25 GB, 50 GB data is. Of course, again, in the PS4, PS5, Xboxes, digital editions also came. So if you purchase a game, it will directly download into your player. Okay, but you need a lot of big internet speed here. Next, so these are the things. Even a floppy disk is also one of the thing, like 1.4 1.44 MB size floppy disk. Okay, just we are just these are the things are there, just where it is. But this part is specially I've written here why we need this hard disk kind of stuff. Okay, what are these generally using storage devices? Yeah, every system having internal hard disk or SSD is there. Nowadays, most of the systems are SSDs. Internal hard disk, SATA PATA type of hard disk. Okay, to store operating system, applications, and data. Our SSD is also same purpose to store operating system and applications. In SSD, two type of interface, SATA type of interface and NVMe.M.2, NVMe M.2 interface SSD. And you can store data externally also. Like I have to transfer the data. I want to store huge amount of data. Okay, so I can store in my pendrives. I can store in a USB external hard disk is there. For example, I download earlier days we don't have OTTs, right? We have to download movies to watch movie, right? So lot of movie collection and materials like CCNA, MCSA materials we download. Maybe watch it, not watch it. There's a video material is there. Now I'm uploading in YouTube. If I record the classes, where to store? Either I have to delete, otherwise have to store in Google Drive. Google Drive is not, it is only 15 GB support. Okay, so what I have to better, if any important material is there, put it in external drives. EMMC, it is a memory card type, usually which is built inside your laptops or mobile phones. Your mobile phone, when you buy a mobile phone, 64 GB internal memory, 128 GB internal memory. So where this memory stores? In onboard chip is there, that is a EMMC chip is there, so it is you can store. Okay, so like mini laptops are there. If you go to mini laptops, okay, these are the mini laptops. You see how small laptops and very less cost it is. This is 16,000. Oh, this is also good. We'll see this one first. Some do not have. This is a 4 GB RAM, good. But can you see it is what it is showing? 64 GB EMMC 5.1. Okay, 64 GB only internal storage. So it means you have an operating system. If you have anything extra, store in externally. Okay, this is the processor, it's a low level processor, 2-core through thread processor. But it is 1.1 gigahertz processor it is. Okay, so this is the internal graphics. So see, have we seen 64 GB eMMC storage. So built-in storage only, we cannot replace, I think so. Okay. And different memory cards we are using, SD cards, right? 32 GB, 64 GB internal memory cards in different places, like for mobile phones or for these cameras, memory cards are there, different memory cards are there. So this is a basic storage related information, but here it is, guys. This PPT is a little random. So see, even I try to adjust. This is, I want to keep it in the last or delete, but it's not deleting. So I'm continue. So little random wise this part, but while explaining you don't feel anything, but if you see once, so it is a random part. So remember which one is slide, what I'm trying to explain also. The first one is very important one because in generally we are using hard disk nowadays SSDs. These hard disks are, if you see there is a disk kind of stuff that is called a platter. The data is stored in that platter only. It is a magnetic coating on that platter. Okay, there is a arm, actuator arm is there. It will move inside to outside, and there is a tip on that arm is a read and write header. It stores a mass amount of data. It is a mass storage device. Like nowadays we are getting 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 4 terabyte of hard disk also. Earlier days, I have a laptop in my college days. That is a 40 GB hard disk. 40 GB hard disk. We have a before that one we have a desktop that is 20 GB hard disk only. Okay. Now I have a 500 GB and 1 terabyte, two hard disk in my laptop. Still no space in my hard disk, my system. Okay. 1.5 tera totally. Not enough. 2 terabytes of external hard disk are full. Two hard disk are full. Okay. So totally more than 3 terabytes of data completely done. Means 4 external hard disks. The new one is having some space, but the older 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, both are full. Okay, so like that. So storage become big challenges nowadays anyway. These hard disks are having different technologies. Earlier IDE, later this IDE developed as a ATA, Advanced Technology Attachments. Anyway, IDE, yeah, tell me. Okay. So small confusion is always when you are searching in a Google, IDE separate, SATA separate, PATA separate sometimes. Sometimes PATA IDE look like same. Okay, small confusion is there, guys. IDE is still your internal hard disk, your regular hard disk technology, hard disk reading and writing technology is IDE technology only. But little advancement is there, that is a ATA type. Olden days IDE is 80 pin connectors, direct IDE. So this is ATA type. Still they use a word called IDE. So ATA type. So it is advanced technology attachment. Here two type of interfaces. One is PATA interface, another one is a SATA interface. Hard disk internally almost same, but only it is when you are connecting your hard disk to your motherboard, the interfaces are changes. PATA type of interface. This is 40 pin connector is there, so you can connect with this ribbon cable. One side of ribbon cable goes to your hard disk, other side of ribbon cable go to motherboard. Okay, if you see this black one go to hard disk, this blue one is go to motherboard, but there is a white one is also there. Here it is. If we put a one hard disk here, second hard disk we can put it here, or one hard disk, one CD-ROM, or one CD-ROM, one hard disk here, one CD-ROM here, like that also. But these two are used to connect your disk drives, either CD-ROM or a hard disk. But this one is go to your motherboard. PATA type of hard disk. It is a 40 pin ribbon cable is used to connect. SATA hard disk, serial attached, serial advanced technology attachment, serial ATA. It is using 7 pin connector. It is a single wire. Okay, so only one wire for one drive type only. Means either hard disk or a CD-ROM or DVD. You can connect with a SATA. SATA is a faster than PATA. I didn't give any details here, but if you want, you can search for that one. SATA is a faster than PATA because of next level technology. So because of that one, SATA is become much faster than PATA. PATA is now further development. So then SATA is further developed as a SATA 3 interface currently we are using. That is 6 Gbps data transmission is there. See, this is a red wire you can see, that is a SATA cable. Okay, this is a hard disk, and we are able to connect this hard disk to motherboard using this SATA cable. One end go to hard disk, second end go to motherboard. If you see in this picture, this is the data connector and this is the power connector. This hard disk having two type of interfaces because it's a world hard disk. Okay, two type of interfaces. Okay, these are the internal hard disks we use in a olden days. till now we are using a SATA type of interface currently. Guys, here is internal hard disk, two sizes generally it is there, 3.5, 2.5 size hard disk. 3.5 are suitable for desktops. 2.5, if you want to use for desktop, you can use it. Also, you can use it for a laptops and mini PCs. You can use 2.5 inches hard disk. Okay. Of course, there is an external hard disk. External hard disks are used for storing a data which you don't want to store in your physical machine or for a backup purpose, or you want to transfer huge amount of data from your disk to another place, from one place to another place. We can use external hard disk. You know, not recently, 1 year back, I download from internet that is around 15 GB, 20 GB data is there. So I want to transfer from my laptop to desk. I use external hard disk. First of all, I stored in external hard disk. Then from external hard disk, I transferred it. Okay. So this is small information about your hard disk. So because of hard disk we discuss, we'll also discuss about SSDs. So I'll go to SSD directly. I said now that nothing is in a plain format, so we have this. Once SSD completed, then we'll go to the hard disk partitions or SSD partition kind of stuff. Guys, SSDs. Are you okay with the hard disk, guys? SATA, PATA?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nowadays, we are all using SSD. It is not a new technology, guys. It is a older one only. Even myself, when we attend computer classes, or in a diploma, we have a syllabus. So always abbreviations: SSD, solid state drive, CMOS, complementary, metal oxide, semiconductor, BIOS, basic input output device. Yeah, I got a 4 marks. Okay, so that is a pattern that time, but now it is maybe I don't know. Okay. Now they will ask in that now. Okay, this SATA SSDs are solid state drives. Data in the hard disk stored in this platter, but in SSDs data stores in those chips only. It is also non-volatile. Okay, if you see RAM having a chips and data stores in those RAM chips only, but RAM is a temporary, volatile memory it is. This is a non-volatile type, means data won't be gone from these chipsets. Okay, data stores in a hard disk is in the platter, but here it is in the chips. It is a non-volatile memory type only, of course. Lightweight compared to hard disk, it is a lighter weight. Thank you. It is a lightweight, easy to carry any place, easy to transport, lower power consumption, small in size. That is about SSDs. It is a very high speed data read and write, data transmission, very suitable for operating system and application. You want a faster boot the system, you need a SSDs. You want to use heavy applications, SSDs are always best. But only one problem is you cannot store regular data. You can store regular data. Problem is if your data is huge, then cost increases because of SSDs are, as compared to normal hard disk or SATA type of hard disk, SSDs are costly. If you want to buy a 250 GB SSD, you will get almost all price like a 1 terabyte of hard disk. You buy a 1 terabyte of SSD, you can buy a 4 terabytes of hard disk. Okay, so last time one guy asked me a question, which is the more better. So in almost like 2 to 3 years back, means 10th generation laptops, 9th and 10th generation laptops, came with dual storages, SSD and hard disk. SSD for operating system and application. You want to store any additional data, you can store in their hard disk. So now what happened? So you don't have to worry about a storage shortage. And there is certain laptops. Some people see the price and see the company and they will want to buy this laptops. What is the worst thing is there is a 240 GB SSD, only single SSD. Okay. Certain laptops are there. Of course, you can add multiple SSDs, like at least 3 to 4 SSDs we can able to add it to same system directly. Okay. So even that is also costly, but only thing is no choice storage because people the way of projection is changed. It means laptop is a laptop, desktop, laptop. Important is we are using the laptop. We don't require a slim attractive. It is not modeling, right? Laptop modeling is not there. No? It's just like you wear a very good clothes, attractive clothes. You walk, people will see. If you carry a laptop and if it is a very attractive laptop, of course people will see and they will kill you and take your laptop. They will take your laptop. Okay, maybe it is not envying them, that is they will use it to steal. Okay, that's not a point here, guys. Utilization, not a sleek model, not a wide screen. Important in the laptop or desktop, guys. Very important is RAM, bigger RAM support. Processor, i5, good. i3, okay. i7, very good. i9, don't use, no use, because that much speed you don't require. Okay, that much of work we don't do it. i5, it is always a middle class. i5 is a kind of middle class system. Okay, so i7 means you need more processing related. Okay, i7 is also considerable, even little cost. i9 is too much cost waste. You can instead of i9, so you can buy i5 or i7. Increase your RAM, 16 GB RAM, good. 8 GB, okay. 16 GB, good. 32 GB, very good. 64 GB again, not required. That much data we don't do it. Internal storages, right? Lot of storage requirements will day to day the requirements increases. 240 GB not at all good. 500 is okay. 1 terabyte is minimum. Good. Okay. So check based on your purpose kind of stuff. Now what happened? There is a processor, there is a RAM, low level RAM, high level processor, mainly attractive model like Alexa features, unnecessary feature. Alexa, who want Alexa in a desktop or laptop? That much lazy we don't know. We'll type it. Already mobile is there in the Google support, which is nothing work. Okay. Point is, so it depends upon your requirements. So company has to provide, not come as per company we are purchasing. That's the part. Okay, guys. Next one is SSDs. Of course, same thing SSD, but in SSD also two type of connectivities. One is SATA type of SSD, NVMe.M.2, NVMe M.2, non-volatile memory M.2 framework. Okay, SSDs. Okay, so this M.2 type SSD is a faster. Directly we can insert into your motherboard, just like how you insert a RAM on your motherboard. Like that we can insert this SSDs. It is a very small in size compared to hard disk and SATA type of SSD, and it is a faster than a SATA type of SSD. Like some people want to convert their laptop or desktop to SSDs, but it is not required, guys, because SATA type of SSD is little faster than SATA hard disk. You want to buy something laptop or desktop, better to see once M.2 support is there, then you can take it. We know. No one is speaking. No one is speaking anything. Are you able to hear?